Welcome to the Big and Small Podcast, coming to you from Plymouth, Massachusetts. Just a couple of guys drinking some beers, having some chow, and talking all things sports.
Go ahead.
All right, here we are, venue number 3, coming to you from Main Street Sports Bar and Grill. Look at the attire we have here. So we have Alex.
This is my softball jersey from the team that I didn't play on.
Alex is the main man down here at Main Street. He's our main guy anyway. He runs our pools that we're in, the football pools, the golf pools, and he makes sure things are tight and ready to roll here. How long have you been here, Alex?
I think I'm going on year 9 now. Started when I was 22. I'm 31 now. Wow. And that's 9 years if my math is correct.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, he's a great guy, great bartender, awesome. Probably, in my opinion, especially, by the way, you might want to touch. They just redid the upstairs section, put in a brand new rug, redid the bar. It looks great.
Yeah, we're gonna do a reel and show you what they did, how it looks and stuff like that.
It's probably one of, if not the, especially up here for football season and whatnot. Great TVs. Usually the sound's on for the games, any game really.
Yeah.
Coach and I have spent a few hours here.
we did some time at the
You guys
bar.
put in time here, yeah, for sure.
Especially since you're like the only bar that has red zone.
Yes,
And I'm a big
I
red
know,
zone guy.
I know. Red zone's great.
we cater to the fantasy football needs.
Yes.
Speaking of which, we were just talking about. I think we're gonna have a big and small fantasy football league, so that'll be
Ooh, I might
exciting.
have to get in there.
That's exactly. We're looking forward to football season, but it's a little bit bittersweet because the faster it gets here, the quicker the
Summer's done.
summer's
Summer's
gone.
over. That's the only thing that
And I
sucks
love
about it.
summer, but I also love football season.
4th of July, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. They also did a little. They kind
A
of
week from today.
yeah,
4th of
it's
July.
nuts.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
a week from tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts down here.
Yeah.
You guys open on the 4th?
Oh, yeah.
What time you opening?
We're open all day. Yeah.
Yeah, it comes right by here. We'll be
Well,
coming
hours.
right by Main Street Sports. If you're downtown, watch the parade. Make sure you stop in. Right,
I'll be here, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Give yourself a soda, maybe something to eat, and we're gonna have some apps coming out soon.
Yes.
And we'll talk about the food and all that, but literally, if you can kind of see the window behind Coach and Alex, if you're looking right down, that's Main Street, so the parade goes right by here. But great venue, Alex, thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys,
Thank you.
big and small. I mean, I know we've talked about it for a couple weeks now, but we finally made it happen.
Yeah, well, one of us had a baby recently, so his name is Cole.
Congratulations.
We call him Cole Trickle.
Thank you.
Rubbins-
Trigger?
Boy.
Cole Trickle.
Cold trickle.
From Rubbins Racing, baby.
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. Yeah, so he's been delayed a little bit, but he's back in action now. He's a little bit loopy because he doesn't sleep right now, but other than that, it's good to have him back.
I know, that's why, I know, our millions of fans, that's why we're sorry we haven't had a pod in a little bit, but we had a good excuse.
Yeah, we did.
But now we're back on the circuit. This is, as you know, our 3rd venue at a restaurant. We started, first one was at K. Katie's, number 2 was at Gillis's Family Tavern, and now we're happy to have it at Main Street Sports Bar and Grill. So, again, Alex, thanks for having us,
Yeah.
buddy.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I'm going to go check on your food.
all right.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks a lot,
Good to
buddy.
see you.
Yes, of course.
Hey, by the way, we didn't.
Well, we got to start at the beginning. Now, just no, not start. You just say, let's go to thanks.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say episode 19.
Is it?
Episode 19. So it's good to have you back, Dougie. We were thinking about subbing you in with my nephew, but
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna happen. I was like, oh, look at the young gun in there. They'll be fine.
no, we gotta, the wily vet. We weren't ready to go without the wily vet in there. So get him up, boys. Episode 19,
Yes, episode 19.
big and small.
Congrats to Dougie.
Congrats to Dougie
In
and April.
April.
April's doing great. Cole's doing great. Dougie not so great, but that'll be soon.
At least he doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to work for a while. So
That's
good.
true.
It's just all a whirlwind, you know?
When, especially with the twins, when they were born, I literally, when I was in the stage you're in, it still gives me the chills. I was walking around looking at people saying, I bet you went to bed last night when you wanted to and woke up when the alarm went off. Or, I had sleep envy. I was in hell. I was in pure hell. I was in sleep hell. I'm a bad non-sleeper though. If I don't sleep, I'm a mess. I'm bad, like real bad.
Yeah, thankfully, if I can get like the 4.5, 5 hour,
Nah.
I'm all right.
I mean, I know Ricky likes his sleep, but I mean,
Yes.
I need at least 7. At least 7.
Yeah, that's healthy.
Yeah, less than that, it's just not right. I feel like it's just not right. It's
I'm
not
pretty
natural.
much 8 for me.
That's
I
a
can-
solid 8.
I prefer the
That's
9.
a solid 8. All right, gentlemen. So, Celtics. Marcus Smart is gone.
Yeah,
We got Kristaps. Is that how you say the first name?
yeah, Kristaps Porzingis.
Kristaps Porzingis. Great haul for the Celtics. I feel like.
It's all, it all depends on his health. If he's healthy, it's a steal.
So I guess my biggest question is, are the Celtics a better team now with Marcus Smart off the team and Kristaps Porzingis on it?
Well, I heard some guy on the radio the other day ask that same question.
It's a great question.
And the co-host said, yes, right
Yes.
away. Right away.
Right away.
And, but the other guy, I think the guy you were talking to, asked the
But with
question
an
to-
asterisk,
he said,
when healthy.
When healthy.
And then I rebutted and said, well, every team when healthy is better.
right. No, I mean, from an X's and O's standpoint, they're better.
Okay.
They're better. And I think that in addition to, Porzingis' skill that he brings, being that big guy with the range and, potential rim protector, I think the addition by subtraction also will play out because I don't think Smart, even though, God, you think the guy was a nine-time MVP, won 5 championships when he left there with the way that people are mourning his loss. But, with him gone, I think that's a big presence in the locker room that could actually become a positive because other guys will step into the light, from out of his shadow. That's what I think.
Yeah, but I think that's unfair. The whole like mourning his loss. Like every Boston team fan loves that guy. He just kind of goes out there and just leaves it. Whether you're not the best player on the floor or anything, like they love that guy who just comes out and just gives it his all every single game, which is what Marcus Smart did.
He gave it his all and did things that that was above his ability. That's where he got me. Like he thought he was something that he wasn't. I mean, I loved his effort. I love his defense. He takes charges and all that. Does the nitty gritty. But then he'll come down and jack that 3, 3 seconds into a shot clock, and bang, and the other team's going the other way. Like he's not that guy.
Well, I mean, I think, no, he's not even close to that guy. His track record in the playoffs and fourth quarters
Horrendous.
is horrendous. His defensive play, it's so overrated right now. So overrated. He's also getting older. He's on the backside of his career.
Yep.
Porzingis is still young. Fairly
What is
young.
he? 27.
27, 28.
Yeah, he's going to be 28. The big thing, Porzingis, if he has a year like he had last year,
Forget
where
it.
he played, large portion of the game, the problem is it's just not any, like you say, anybody can get hurt, right? It's just Porzingis has had a track record. He probably averages about 50 games a year.
Right.
That's about what he's averaging to play. So, but I think they can manage his minutes, depending on, but last year, who knows, because he knew he was going into free agency or whatnot, but he played 65 games, I believe, last year. He's an absolute, he is an unbelievable player when he's going, on all levels. Yeah, you can bring him right over.
Look
Yeah.
at Chow's here.
Yeah, we get some food coming in.
Oh, beautiful.
Awesome.
Look at this, huh?
Get some mozzarella
man.
sticks, a little chicken fingers, and some
Coconut shrimp.
coconut shrimp, dynamite.
Yeah, so I kind of heard you I guess you just sit him on the second night of a back-to-back.
Well, the thing is, they got 3 guys now in that spot that they can rotate. You know what I mean? With Williams and
Perfect.
Horford.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just gonna matter. It's the
smells
difference.
delicious, I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
it's good. The difference is with him is this: he played almost all the time. He came off. He had massive knee surgery, so he's young enough. That could be all fully. He could. It just can take some time for guys to that thing be 100%, 100% and back. And I think he's a big guy. They had to take him. He's only 7'3", so. They say he's put on more weight in his career than when he came up, but he can do it all. He's a knocked-out three-point shooter. He can take you on the post.
We don't need another 3-point
No, but I'm saying
but what he
he
does
also
opens
can-
up the middle.
everything.
I got you.
For Brown
But
and
he
Tatum.
also can drive, and he can also go on the block, which nobody in the Celtics can do.
Right.
So you get him down, now he's posting up, what are they gonna do? They go to him, and then, boom, he slides it out to whoever. You still got Brogdon, when he's healthy, can shoot the three, obviously, White, and you've got Brown. He's gonna, I'm excited for it, because he is a fun basketball player to watch. He's not as good as Jokic, but he's that type of European player.
Absolutely.
You know, he can do a ton of big things, and it makes them really, really, really difficult to cover. And it'll still be interesting if they get a few more moves to come.
I think they will. I'm not sold on Brown with the max, but I heard you say on the radio that
It's what the market is.
it's what the market
unfortunately.
is, and it's I don't know.
Jaylen Brown being second team All TA, All NBA warrants him to be a supermax player with how the market is.
right.
And I'm pretty sure the three of us agree he's not worth it. He's not worth $290 million.
Yeah,
I mean, let's see what happens next year. I would say after next year, because I don't know how it works, but I don't think it kicks in right away. Like if they do the supermax, I don't know how the numbers work, but I think it's like I don't think there's any negotiating. Supermax is X.
I think so, because I think that was the big benchmark, him getting second team All NBA, and it was like the threshold.
Right. So they just say we're going to give you supermax, and I think the way it works is the Celtics can offer him the most money.
The most money, yes.
So
But wouldn't that make him more desirable to other teams, though? That you have a quote-unquote supermax player, but you don't have to play him supermax money.
Especially-
So if you got this haul, right? If you got Kristaps Porzingis for Marcus Smart, what do you think the market is on Jaylen Brown?
well, I think there's definitely a big market for Brown. But again, who are you going to get?
I know.
I mean, that's
and
the
like I
problem.
said, it would have to be
He's
like
still,
a one for
he's
one.
still one of the top, whatever you want to say. Granted, he was considered top 10 in the league this year, but for the sake of argument,
I'd say top 15.
yeah, but let's say he's even top 20 in the whole NBA,
Yeah.
and he's young. I mean, he's not going anywhere, in my opinion. Says before, they're set on those two guys being there, and what are they going to surround them with, and move on from there. You got to realize, you know what? Horford's probably maybe one more year left. So he's gone. You've got a situation where, you've got White and Brogdon in the backcourt, but you'll see there's going to be a few more moves to come. I'd be surprised, though. I think they're going to say, hey, you got to go win the thing. You got to have two franchise guys. You got to have two. And if you got some weird blockbuster that somebody was unhappy with, Porzingis, they would have never made that deal. It's just durability and all that stuff that was out there, and they wanted Smart bad. The Grizzlies wanted him.
according to what I heard, if Brogdon was part of that deal,
yeah,
there would have been another move for Smart to go to Memphis.
right. So,
But who? Ja Morant?
No.
but I think if there's the only way I'd see moving him is if another star, top 15 guy that fits it, you just happen to like better, and two teams feel like moving on from one another, I could see that move. But I'll be really surprised. I'll be really surprised if he moves. I'm excited to watch this club moving forward. I think that people are going to be. If you haven't seen much of Porzingis, you're gonna enjoy watching his game.
Yeah, after a long summer.
So with having this move, do you think there's going to be more emphasis on the coaching now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have a freaking offense. I mean, you gotta have a structure. You gotta have a plan. Like, it's not just dribble down the court, move the ball around, see who's got the best looking three. I mean, you gotta have, especially with a guy like Porzingis, you could put him in the post. You could run the pick and roll. You know what I mean?
You better do a lot more. I think it's good that. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, brother.
Oh, thank you.
I think if.
The other thing about Alex, he has impeccable timing.
So I think that if, it's going to be interesting. Cassell's role is going to be huge here.
Oh, yeah.
But we definitely got to see if they have to. The team has to make the next step. Enough's enough. I mean, you gotta win that conference this year, and go from there. Then we're getting back into blowing it up. But let's see. It's gonna be interesting if they do some other interesting moves going forward.
I agree. All right, let's move to the ice now. Today, Bruins made a trade. We sent Taylor Hall and Nick Foligno to Chicago, and in return, we got 2 defensemen. I don't really know them.
Couple prospects.
Couple prospects.
That was a salary dump.
Alec Regula, who is 22, 6'4", 218 pounds, good size guy. Mm-hmm. And then they got a little guy, Ian Mitchell, 24 years old, 5'11", 173. I hope he plays bigger than that.
He actually played in college for Montgomery at Denver.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I don't like that size.
So obviously that's the only kind of noise, that the Bruins have made. I say we open it up to speculation. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think's to come?
Like I said, salary dump.
Do you move a goalie?
Yeah, Olmark's gone.
Okay.
That's like $5 million. They need.
Thanks.
They want to sign Olaf. That's going to take some money. They want to sign Bertuzzi. But like Rick said, they must know something about Bergeron and Krejci because they need a first-line center, and they don't have one if Bergeron doesn't come back. Even if he does, I don't even think he's a first-line center anymore.
No, I don't either. And I don't think Charlie Coyle is it too, but I think that, depending what Krejci's situation is, it's huge. I mean, they got a lot of work ahead. But it looks like what's happening is, I think the moves to that, it was definitely a salary dump. Hall overall, I like Hall's game, but he overall wasn't.
Too inconsistent.
He wasn't very productive offensively.
Too inconsistent.
He had some good flashes and all that. He was hurt in the playoffs, but you definitely want to keep. If you have, you got to free up some room, and if they do that, I think the Carlo's probably a big piece from what we're looking at that's going to be on the move. I wouldn't be surprised if Grizzlick's in there, but I think Sweeney loves the kid, and he's a great kid. He's a decent player, good, serviceable NHL defenseman. I just don't think you're going to win a Stanley Cup with him in your pairings. But it's going to be interesting what they go after here. The draft's coming up Wednesday night.
Wednesday and Thursday.
And it'll be interesting. I also think hopefully they're going to sign Hathaway's also a free agent.
Yeah.
I'd like him to sign him. I like his grit. Probably end up moving Frederick to the center position next year. But they got to solve the center thing quickly. And I think if they could get, people probably don't want to hear this, but if they, I think Bergeron, if he was more of a second line center moving forward, and they have a real bona fide top line first center, now you've got yourself an interesting rotation, and then you've got Coyle as your third line center. That's a good grouping. And if, depending what happens with Krejci. But I don't think moving forward, though they're unbelievable in the regular season, for them to win the Cup, I just don't know if it can be your top 2 centers can be Bergeron and Krejci. I got to be honest.
Could it be Zacha and Bergeron?
What do you mean? Zacha at center?
Yeah. That's his position. That's his natural position.
Yeah. I don't think Zacha's a first line center, but
who knows? He's young.
I mean, in all honesty, when Bergeron and, to your point, when Bergeron and Krejci didn't play against Florida, Saka and Coyle did a hell of a job at center in the first 2 slots there. They really blended well. I think it was Zacha with Pasternak and Hall, right? Was it Hall? Yeah. And then, no, I think it was Bertuzzi.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, and then it was up front. There was, with the first, it was just Coyle jumping into that spot.
Marchand and Dabrowski.
Yeah. So, but we'll see what happens. But I think there's going to be some interesting moves ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll be fun. I mean, for me, even though I think it's the right move to move Allmark because of the salary, that's a big hole. You know what I mean? You don't just stick a journeyman guy or a guy that is number 1 on the Providence depth chart. You don't just throw him in as your backup. Backup goaltender is a major role in the NHL. And it's the difference between playoff teams and non-playoff teams.
Yeah, we don't know if Swayman, can handle the full load, but
Right.
I understand. I don't know. I forget the guy's name off the top of my head, but I understand they're extremely high on the kid who's in Providence. He's a big lefty goaltender. I forget. Speaking of lefty goaltenders,
Tom Barrasso.
Tom Barrasso just got put into the Pro Hockey Hall of Fame. Unbelievable player out of Acton Boxborough High School. I actually played with his brother at BB&N. Really great kid. And but Tom, congratulations. It's a big deal. That team was unbelievable.
Pittsburgh.
The Pittsburgh team was great when he went over there, but he was originally with the Sabres. But Acton Boxborough was one of the best non-private high school teams, and if not, in that whole generation. It was
CM.
you know who? Well, CM wasn't even that good then. It was Matignon was the big team, and St. John's Prep. But the big thing was with Barrasso. That team also had on it Alan Bourbeau, who was one of the best high school players of all time, and Bob Sweeney.
He was on active basketball?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They were fun to watch. That was the old Boston Garden they used to play. Matignon used to come out with the Mohawks, and they had some unbelievable hockey players. But, so congratulations to him anyway. But this kid's supposed to be a big lefty. They said he's a lot like the kid who got hurt. He was on my DraftKings, my fantasy team, the goalie from Vegas. The kid who came in, Logan, what drawing a blank is it? But they said he's very much like him. Big, strong, they're very excited about him. So I think that's the move. I think that's what they're thinking. They think he's ready to take on that role.
I mean, it's the numbers.
And it's the numbers.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't think we've had a podcast since Vegas actually won it. I think we were going into game 5,
Okay.
and then Baby Cole came down the pipeline. Do you think
Literally.
Do you think management is regretting
No.
getting rid of Cassidy?
No. It was the wrong fit. It was the wrong fit. I mean, guy's a hell of a coach, obviously, but it didn't work. It was the wrong fit. I mean, guys have left teams before and won championships.
Okay.
You know?
It's just a question.
I know, but I'm just it pisses me off that they should have kept him and blah blah blah. It would have made a difference. No, he was here for how many years before? I mean, they got there, but they didn't win it.
I got you. It was just a question.
I know, but I'm just saying. I hate it. Like
Coaches are a lot bothered by that.
I don't like that. I don't like when people do that. People
Don't ask about Bruce Cassidy.
it's.
I'm happy for Bruce, though.
So am I. It's great.
I know he. I don't know him personally, but I have met him. But I have some real good buddies who know him real well. Actually, his kids used to be at BB&N. And they actually taught him. The kids were in school there, in the middle, and he said he's just an unbelievable guy. And so good for him. That was a hell of a. That team's a good team. Like we talked about it, but also it was all over as soon as Kachuk was out. It was like Florida had no chance. That was probably the easiest bet in the country when he went out. But I think it still comes down to it though. We've talked about it 100 times, and I say it every conversation, but I can't help myself. Bruins winning 3-1 against Florida and choke it. I mean, they should have been them. It would have been a way better series for all kinds of reasons. And it's just unbelievably disappointed that we had to witness one of the biggest choke jobs in Boston Bruin history.
So is it a bigger comeback story or a bigger choke job story?
Comeback for Cassidy?
No, for Florida.
It's a great comeback story.
Down 3-1, you know what I mean?
They did a good job.
You know what I mean? Because that's always kind of the question. Did the Bruins? Is it bigger that the Bruins choked it away, or is it bigger that the Florida kind of came back with 3-1?
I'd say it's bigger they choked it away, but
with home ice up
they choked it
3-1, it's a complete choke, and just the decisions that were made in games 6 and 7 is still freaking mind-numbing. Mind-numbing. And hopefully, he's even admitted it. Coach admitted it. It's like, so that's the whole thing. The thing is, some key moves here. Depending, again, we said, the Bruins, if they got through that series, they would have been playing Vegas, and the conversation would have been completely different what we're talking about right now. They didn't. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Doesn't mean shit. But that was a complete choke. And but I give Cassidy a hell of a big credit because, like I said, that team was a good club. But to do it with as many different goaltenders as he did, is amazing. They had that much depth in the organization, or how they played around him. I don't know, but I've never seen anything like that.
I mean, it's kind of like, I look at, Belichick saying that, it's not the quarterback, it's the system. Well, that to me is the system and not necessarily the goalie. You just got to put the goalie in the right position to succeed.
100%. That's what I'm getting at. They're a physical club too, so they didn't worry about Florida's physicality, and that's the whole thing we keep talking about the Bruins. The Bruins still need to figure out how to be more physical in these big series games, and we've beat that to death. But it's we get into whatever game it was Pasternak's your leading hitter. It's like, come on, Game 7. It's like, that's pathetic.
So I don't.
I actually watched that game the other night. I don't know why I did it, but I did.
I don't have the hockey IQ that you guys have. But what it seems to be, so in this year's draft, the Bruins don't pick till 92nd overall. Their first pick is in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
They don't have a first or second round pick.
Good, because they suck at picking draft picks. And I think that's why.
It seems like any moves they're going to make is going to have to be made through trades or signing free agents.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're not. There's a few good guys though. Still, young guys in Providence too that could start to.
Like that guy Fabian Lysell.
Yep.
He's a good player.
Could make the jump. But, you're not getting anybody on you. Nobody's coming out of they're not going to have a draft pick this year that's on their NHL roster next year.
No.
There's no chance. They'll go super young and let those guys develop. But, yes, 100%. Like I said, it's going to be intriguing. The Bergeron Krejci thing's everything, and then you got to figure it out from there. But there's moves to come.
Yeah, the scary thing is it shouldn't be everything, because you can't put your eggs in a baskets of guys that are that old.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I still think you got to add a piece anyway.
Yeah.
But like I said, if both of those guys are out, then you got to add a big time center somehow. If only one's out, you're in pretty good shape.
Like I said, knowing the Bruins, they'll think that Pavel Zacha will become that guy, and then they'll fill in the back end.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think he's that. I like him, but I do. But it's I don't think he's an NHL winning number one center. Coyle is either, I think. But you never know. They could go that way. Load up at the wings, get some better defense.
Yep.
After you get all off and go from there. But it should be an interesting offseason.
Would be nice, huh?
Dalvin Cook to the Pats. I mean, that is. So we're gonna get into the Pats right now.
Yes.
Let's move to Foxborough.
All right. Is Bob Kraft? Has anyone seen him lately? Because his team's going in the shitter before the season even starts.
Probably hanging out with his 30-year-old wife.
I mean, my God. You get a little bit of glimmer of hope with DeAndre Hopkins coming in, good visit. Puts a Twitter thing out there, La Familia. You say, wow, they get DeAndre Hopkins. That's interesting. Now they got some tools. And then you got Jones.
Now there's no excuse for Mac.
Right, but I mean, you got tools. I mean, granted, you got to put together an offensive line. I don't care if you got the greatest players in the history of the world.
Absolutely.
If you can't block, it doesn't matter. But and then you got Jones going through security with 2 loaded guns. Like, I don't know the story, but why is he still on the team? Like, why is he still there? Like, there's got to be more to the story. It's kind of dying down. You said they're trying to brush it under the rug.
From what I heard, yes, and it's so. I think I was talking to my buddy about this. Is I would be the worst sports team owner, because I wouldn't want you on my team if you were a shitty person. You could be like the best of your position, but if you're a shitty person, I couldn't get by that. You know what I mean? And now you're bringing 2 loaded guns, trying to get through TSA at Logan.
Right.
All right, bud. Sorry.
I mean, just you can grasp a defense and read offenses and things like that, but you're going to bring 2 guns through TSA.
2 loaded guns.
Loaded guns, like
2. 2.
They must be. I don't know.
It just shows how stupid he is, really. I mean, it wasn't like he had the guns in his pocket, but they were in a box. But I'm saying it's stupid, but knowing him, he probably thought, oh, if I have him there, I can transport him. He was probably just being it wasn't like he had it like here and he's walking through there. He thought he could probably set.
Well, the question I have is, has he done it before?
Who knows?
He probably has.
Yeah.
I'm sure he didn't wake up that morning and be like, oh, I know what I'm going to do.
But he's
Can
actually.
you imagine being the TSA officer? Like, it looks like there's a
2 handguns in
couple
it.
of handguns
Glocks.
in this carry-on right here. What do you got?
I just,
Now, you know what? Seriously, I thought about that. If I was that guy, I'd be like, all right, I know he plays for the Pats. We're going to check this.
I wouldn't.
We're going to check
If
this
Jack
guy.
Jones were to walk in here right now, I wouldn't know who the hell he was.
Well, I mean, who-
no.
I mean, you're so used to seeing him with like helmets and everything on. Like, I wouldn't know who the hell he
But
was.
it's like, I'd be like, all right, we're going to check this bag. All right?
Yeah,
You're
that's
not
why
gonna go
I
on the
think
plane with it.
that I think that he's a loss, no doubt about
Totally.
it. But I don't
guy
know.
was legit.
I don't know 100% if it has something to do with the players association. If you have to allow there to be a court case or not, see what the outcome of that before you make a move, and what's going on. But I'm not
No,
sure.
you can make a decision
But-
that you just release him.
I know. I would just release him. Who needs it? You've got enough bad ink as it is.
Right.
But they're
That's
hurt
why-
in that
that's why I'm
position.
asking.
I would also just say, like,
That's why I'm asking, where the hell is Bob Kraft?
I know.
have the Pats even made a statement about it?
No, other than there's an investigation.
Yeah, that's it.
Ricky's favorite.
Yeah.
Ricky loves investigations.
Investigation. But they had the whole. I think that that aside, I really do hope they get Hopkins. But I was listening to some guy, I think from ESPN or whatever, talking about the trade. Bringing Hopkins in. And saying, oh, wow, now that makes that Patriots a different team.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that he mentioned was, and they have a big physical line.
No, they don't.
And I almost threw up in my mouth.
I know. How does this guy get paid?
I said,
to make that
that's what I
statement?
said. Are you out of your mind? You can bring in Hopkins all you want. If you can't block, it's over.
Right.
And right now, they're not going to be able to block.
Trent Brown shows up and goes through one drill.
It's
Like,
brutal.
what's going on?
And there's no depth. And you got you're going to have besides, you have one bona fide offensive lineman right now. And you have a bunch of journeymen.
Who's that? The kid?
Andrews.
Oh,
That's it.
I thought you meant the rookie.
No, he's not much yet. But we'll see what happens with all that. But I do hope they get Hopkins just for.
No, it'd be great.
At least open it up, because that's a guy who you have to worry about. You have to game plan for.
But if it comes down to money, which it usually does, the Patriots have the most.
Yep.
So they can, if they don't get him, it's because they didn't want to pay him.
So let me ask you this, right? Would you rather have DeAndre Hopkins or Dalvin Cook?
DeAndre Hopkins. Who gives a shit about a running back?
Just asking.
It's a different league. I mean, they got,
The difference with Cook is
Stevenson's
he's not
good.
just. I like Stevens a lot, Stevenson, but Cook is almost like another receiver. The way he plays, they have some guys who can catch the ball out of the backfield, but not like Dalvin Cook.
Which I think would be good to have like a safety net.
oh,
That's his biggest strength. Him in the screen game,
Yeah.
which Billy O'Brien's going to want to do. He's going to have.
they get the money.
I love
for him.
Cook.
They get the money.
Does Bill O'Brien do 2 tight ends? Is that what he does?
Well, he mixes it up.
Mixes it up. I mean, he definitely wants 2 tight ends, and they got 2
Why
tight
would you
ends.
not?
They'll do multiple.
definitely
There'll be a
got
multiple set offense.
Yeah.
The only thing they don't have that I know is a fullback, so it looks like
I
they're
know.
abandoning that. But that's why Cook's
best
even.
position in
That's why
football, right?
That's why Cook's even a better looking addition, because he doesn't usually play in a fullback system. He hasn't. So with Minnesota, so I mean he's
You guys want a
dynamic,
drink?
swing
Another
game.
drink? We probably should.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you should.
That's it.
You should have another drink.
No, I know. I'm gonna switch.
I know.
What do you have for seltzers?
I do know my call.
Seltzer.
I'll do a nooner.
You got an umbrella?
Pineapple, mango, passion fruit.
Pineapple. Thank you.
But yeah,
Sounds like Danny's coming in, so I'm just gonna keep running.
First time I've drank
Thank
in
you.
like a month. For Christ's sakes.
Dougie.
I love it.
I would be excited to see Cook here as well. He's a very dynamic, explosive player.
I
He's
think-
not
I think
just.
it's- I think it's a
He's
similar
just
question,
not.
Coach.
He's just not your traditional back.
Why'd you get the high tone there? What happened? Something happened?
Because you're just so dismissive. Every question I've asked, you've just been so dismissive. Try and have, a give and take conversation.
Well, coaches do a CrossFit now.
I am.
So he's starting to get a little bit.
CrossFit guy. CrossFit.
Yeah. So he's he's
a little on edge.
Just steal $160 a month.
So I might be a little on edge today because I normally do it in the evening, but today because of the podcast, I had to do it early this morning. So maybe,
Before work?
yeah.
So weren't you more energized and ready to roll for work?
Yeah, but now I'm angry. I don't know why.
Thank you, Alex.
It's not the appetizers out.
No.
So as of right now, here's a little going back into the whole gambling aspect. The early line right now. So obviously Patriots open up with.
Actually, I do know why I'm angry. We'll talk about it later.
So Patriots open up September 10th against Philly. Home against Philly, right? Early line, Philly -5.
At home against the Pats at home?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the first game.
That's, I don't know.
I mean, the Pats, especially, if Jones comes back or whatever in the defensive backfield, they're a good defense. They can stop people. They can stop, especially Jalen Hurts. He had a great year last year.
They're
But
not good against mobile quarterbacks, though.
No. The defense stinks against anybody good.
all right.
They beat up on the shit teams.
Yeah, and now there's less shit teams that play.
I just said, coming out of the gate, it's good to get them first because, they're not rolling on all cylinders yet either.
So right now, Philly -5. Who are you taking? Pats +5.
Yeah, because I'm a homer.
Yeah, well,
I love that bet, Dougie.
I think Philly -5 all day.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a homer.
Plus, hey, I'll talk to you on September 10th, and then, Patty can Venmo me for the bet you want to bet.
But plus, it's
Yeah.
fixed.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, Jimmy Gillis agrees with you.
It's fixed.
By the way, speaking of picks, Jimmy was right that night, if you remember. He picked the Red Sox
did.
to win.
He did.
Red Sox against Red Sox Yanks, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
He did.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Red
swept.
Sox slight underdogs against the Yanks.
They swept that series.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was kind of
Yankees
fun.
are a weird team though too.
Yeah, but they'll be there.
They're streaky.
They'll
too.
figure it out.
Yeah, they're not good either.
They'll grab-
They're not
they'll grab-
winning anything. I'll tell you that.
All right, so we hit all 4 teams.
Though Judge is back.
Touch quick on the College World Series.
Yeah.
We got Game 7 starting here in about Game 3 because there's only a 3-game set. Starting here in about half an hour. We got Florida against LSU.
In effect, it is a game 7.
Yes, subsequently Game 7. LSU took the first game. Very good first game. I watched a little bit of it. I was up with the baby, feeding the baby, kind of in and out, watching it. It was good. Went into extras, if I'm not mistaken. And then Game 2,
Walk off.
little bit of a different narrative in Game 2. Florida came out and won 24-4, I believe.
Yeah.
So interested to see what kind of Game 3 brings tonight. What do you think, Rick? Did you watch both games? Or?
Well, I was going to bring up, Coach knows. I don't know if you might have known, but I mentioned one of our other podcasts that one of my former players was playing for Wake.
Oh, yeah.
So Wake was a game away, basically an inning away from being in this final. So the way it works, everybody, the College World Series is you play a best double elimination tournament, and then when it gets to the final 2 teams, they play each other in a best of 3. So this is it tonight. But they had a win. They just missed it. In the game before that, when they won, Cole Rowland was his name from there. He actually pitched in the game. Jordan picked it up. He was watching it at the 99 during lunch, just having lunch.
Wiley?
Yeah, and he texted me. He said, "You didn't tell me Cole was on the mound because Jordan helped me at there that year."
Well,
Coaching.
I texted him and I said, if you're not watching, I was like, the Wake Forest baseball field is nasty.
Yeah. So, but this was in Omaha. This was Omaha. They were 1 game away in Omaha. So he got in. He was on the national. So James has been my son James, he's been all locked into it.
Yep.
And we watched, and then Cole came in. He's a middle guy, and he pitched 1 inning, did great, did well, struck out a couple guys. But the cool part was the announcer. I got a shout out, coached by Rick Forestier at there.
Oh, shit, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So the guys are texting James, your father just came up with a thing. You guys watching it, but that was kind of cool. So I felt bad for Cole.
I have the big and small.
Well, we're doing Pet Peeves later.
I had the big and small text chain on silent because Ricky's notorious for like the 2:30 a.m. text going out.
Blowing up, yeah.
I figured you needed that. You're up all the time. You might as well be on it.
Yeah, like now the baby's here, but now I'm trying to sleep at work. It was like, who the fuck is texting? I'm like, who do you think it is? It's Rick.
Just put it on silent. They had, but anyway, so that was a good run by them, and that was a crazy game. How they lost to LSU.
Yeah, it was a good game.
But so it should be
0-0,
exciting tonight. The
right?
thing is, the LSU's number one. I forget the kid's name off the top of my head, but he's considered maybe the greatest college pitcher of all time, and he's going to make a ton of dough. Big dude, throws like 100
that kid
all the time
with the mustache.
Yeah, with the mustache.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much he'll be able to throw tonight. Even if if I was his agent, I wouldn't let him throw at all. But college kids are different. If they really want it, sometimes they don't worry about the 4 or 5 days rest and just go. So I don't know what he can give them out of the tank. It's going to be interesting what happens.
Well, that's why I think the college football players are so soft. Like, you're going to work this hard and everything. Your team's going to get the national championship. And then half the time, half the best players on the team don't even play. Because they're so worried about the NFL draft, making their money and everything.
Yeah, that doesn't really happen, though, if you're in the Final Four.
That's why for football, I don't like it, but like baseball, the best player is going to go out and play. Like, if you're shortstop, the best player on the team, he's going to be out there.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
No, but I mean, like he was saying, like the national championship, your best players are going to play on both teams. You're not going to hold out in the national championship.
No, they play the sub bowl. The bowls don't mean anything.
Right.
But so it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to watching that tonight.
All right, we're back after a brief break. It was 1 second for you people at home. What are we getting into next? I forget. Entertainment. Oh, yeah.
We can do Golf League first. You can do Pilot House review.
I'm going to go Pilot House review first.
Okay.
It's kind of funny. So, LPP is in Sandwich. She's been there for a week because my mother-in-law had her knee replaced. So she, being out of school and stuff, had the time off. So she volunteered to go down and be like, help her with everything and make sure she does her exercise and all that stuff.
Yep.
Pure health for me, for a number of reasons.
Because you miss your wife so much.
I do miss her a lot, and we've been married for a long time, and it's just different when she's not around. Let's put it that way. I think that's why I'm in a kind of a sour mood. So anyway, she got a few hours a break the other night, Saturday, early though, and we went down to the Pilot House in Sandwich or Brown Canal.
Yeah, I love it there.
And got outdoor. We're outdoor bar.
Right down by the Fisherman View.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Nice day. The sun was out, warm, like summer. Finally.
Yeah, they always have good music.
Yeah, there was a live guy there. He was great. So
I went there once talking about golf. I went there once with Donnie Daly.
Saw him
Daly,
yesterday.
Yeah.
So we went there. We get apps. We get fried calamari, and we had some shrimp
Nice.
cocktail, and then we just went easy on the dinner because I wasn't really hungry. I don't know. I think maybe it's a CrossFit, but my appetite's not like it was.
Plug CrossFit.
So we.
You want CrossFit?
Yeah.
CrossFit, you want to be a sponsor?
Born
We're still waiting
CrossFit.
on Miller Lite, but maybe
Born
CrossFit wants us up.
Anyway, so we split a grilled chicken Caesar salad wrap with sweet potato fries.
Nice.
It was beautiful. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So having a great time, sitting next to a couple about our age, shooting the shit, having a great time, laughing. All of a sudden, boom, this hose with pressurized soda water
Oh, no.
popped out from underneath the little shingle thing where I was sitting, squirted into me. It was like the most savage bidet I've ever had. I mean, it freaking destroyed me. Like, I was absolutely soaked with soda water everywhere.
Did they pay a check?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it was
Well worth it.
Yeah.
But I mean, but you know,
I would have ordered the restaurant at that point. I'd be like, yep, I need this.
no, I mean that's what the guy next to me said. He's like, "Oh my God, you know, blah blah blah." He goes, "What you need to do is get up and fall." But yeah,
The guy's in the right headspace there.
but it was like, you know, it was 85 degrees and sunny, so I just got up. They came in, they, you know, stopped it from squirting everybody, and I literally was like drenched from head to toe.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was.
So what'd you do?
People
Just
were
sit in the
laughing.
sun
What
till
I
it
did-
dried
I
up?
say, did they have like a
just, you know,
t-shirt or anything you could throw on?
I just toughed it out. I got a couple towels from the bartender, you know, kind of dried things down. It was a little weird though because it was literally right, you know, right in my crotch area. People laughed, people tapped me on the back. You're a good sport, but I didn't care. I mean, it was fine. I was, you know, I told him, I said, I've had a lot worse happen to me than this. But you know, after all that, they got everything squared away. The staff was great. They had a great time, so it was a good review.
Yeah, I have.
You got a lot of stuff going on.
Well, I've got tomorrow, I'm launching our New England Elite 100 Baseball Showcase at Brandeis University,
Where is Brandeis?
Waltham. So, it's where I went to school, so they gave us a good deal on the facilities. We've got about 50 local high school kids coming, over 50. We would have had more. Unfortunately, if we did it last week, we would have sold out, but we miscalculated the weeks for travel baseball, and there are a few of the really big travel programs have their teams this week in either Georgia or New Jersey. But we got a good crew. One of the players coming actually is Yoshida's son, which is kind of cool.
If he doesn't have the same pants
I'm
as his father,
dying to see the pants. I'm gonna get
it's a sham.
Oh yeah, it's a
If he
photo
doesn't have
of
the
that.
same pants, it's a sham.
I agree.
But so that's kind of cool. He's
That's
coming
fair
in.
enough.
We've got like 20.
Do you know what position?
I didn't look yet. I know he. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, he pitches and
How old is he?
he pitches and actually he was down. He's pitching. He's younger. He's a freshman. He's going to be a rising then. I want to say I know. Yeah, and he was. But I saw some of his highlights on Perfect Game. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. It should be fun. Looking forward to it. We got like 25 college coaches come. So a good first year turnout. I think down the road it's going to blow up. So I get that. So it's a little bit weighing on my mind right now. All right, I like it. All right, Dougie, top three. What are we doing again? We're doing.
So we're gonna go. The first time ever we've gone back to the well, and I think it was such a big hit, and we could probably have 3 more segments on it. But we're going back to pet peeves. So pet peeves part 2. Coach is gonna lead us off. What is your?
Well, it's kind of a personal one, but it's not really a pet peeve that you guys would experience.
Okay.
So, I love my mother to death.
Oh boy.
No, I do. I love her to death. She is a remarkable person. You know what's funny? Like they say that, you know, when a spouse dies, my dad died a couple years ago. When a spouse dies, the other one usually follows. Like they had a very good marriage. They've been married over 50 years. They were, you know, attached at the hip. They did everything together. But, you know, when he died, I was like, all right, well, people were saying, you know, she'll be soon after because that's what happens, right? No, not my mother. My mother's like, what's next on the list? I'm going to do this. And I mean, she redid her entire house down there, inside and out.
Wow.
And then sold it. So now she's living with my sister. She gets in there. She redid the whole room she was in. She brought in whole new furniture. She had both bathrooms redone, like totally upgraded the whole place. Like that's her. Like she is like a task oriented, and she's 82 years old. I said to her, I'm like, look, I would hire you. You know, she's that good at like
You probably can't afford it.
getting things done. But what she does is a pet peeve of mine is, and I think it's a generational thing, is she'll hear a piece of a story and then completely fabricate the rest of the story, and then it becomes absolute true fact in her brain. So it's like I said, I think it's a generational thing where they just completely just make up a story around a situation and it becomes fact. And then when you actually find out the facts, they argue. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, and so it's like the pet peeve is like people that formulate something in their head and it becomes fact, and then you can't talk them out of it when you find out other information. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Definitely a personal.
It's a thing for me because, like,
I don't know if that's a peeve. It's just an aggravating event.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
guess
other people do it too.
I would say pet peeve. You do deal with it obviously on a daily basis.
I talk to her all the time, and this stuff happens all the time. And we gotta walk. It's like a painful, and she gets mad at me. You're twisting my words around. But I gotta walk through the facts. I'm like, well, you originally said this, and then we found out blah 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 blah. So we're here, and you're not there because you still believe what you thought in your head, which isn't true. And I actually gotta piece together. She's like, I have conversations with people all the time, and they're never like this with you, and you just twist everything around. I said, look, I'm just trying to figure out what the hell you're talking about. That's all I'm trying to do.
I'm gonna have to get you on Dr. Phil or something.
But I know, no, she's great. It's an unbelievable. You know what's sad? Like I did this with my dad too. Like I'm starting to write the eulogy.
What?
Well, she's gonna die. I mean, she's 82.
Jesus, coach.
It's a little morbid.
She's only 82.
She's the oldest living member of her family, like in terms of age.
Okay.
No one else
The
is gonna.
eulogy? Good Lord. All right, let's move on.
No, you
Dougie, what do you have?
All right, Rick, what do you got? Jim,
You start to think about stuff like
You
that.
started talking about writing her eulogy already. What do you got to save in the notes portion of your phone? Like,
No, it's on my
you know,
laptop.
everybody loved her, you know?
No. It's on my laptop.
It's on.
Dougie, what do you got?
No, you just start.
Oh, me to me?
Yeah, go see.
Let's see. Pet peeve, speaking of which, because I'm worried about for my showcase tomorrow, the weather. I think the
your
big
pet peeve is the weather.
is how unbelievably pathetic weather forecasts are.
Oh.
I've never seen anything like it. Well, constantly. You can't even make a plan. They'll say today, Friday's going to be like 85. I'm getting geared up for the beach, ready to go. Boom. Day later, hour later, cloudy, showers. It's beyond belief. It's the greatest. I want that job. That was the dumbest thing I ever did in my career was to not become a weather person because you legitimately
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Somebody tells you to read a script. Somebody flips a coin, and that's what you report. But I cannot stand following the weather. And the other part that goes with that is whenever there is a potential storm, the news coverage in this city,
God.
it's out of control.
What, like a winter storm?
Oh, hurricanes, windy. All of a sudden, they get people like on the Plymouth waterfront, these news trucks, people like getting blown away. You're not going to believe it. Meanwhile, there's like 5,000 people out in downtown Plymouth freaking drinking in bars or whatever. Then a storm. Storm's coming in. Beware. Typically, it ends
so
up
everyone
being,
goes to the freaking supermarket.
yeah,
Well,
cancel
is it-
school,
wasn't
buy
Plymouth-
shovels
wasn't Plymouth
now.
voted like one of the top 10 drunkest towns in America.
I wouldn't doubt it. But I've been on this planet for 56 years, and I've only
That's
been I've only seen maybe 2-3 times where shit's been shut down where you needed to have a stockpile of food for a couple days. 2 or 3 times. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah, I'm with it.
And everybody.
One of them was
But
like
that's just-
1978.
Right.
But that should sit a couple days.
Right.
Like people are going in and buying like the 36 rolls of toilet paper. They're buying 4 of them. Like,
Yeah, well, it's
do you
like-
know how many times you have to go to the bathroom to use all that?
Well, it's like I said, I was kidding around, all the stuff that comes up, no school, all school. I said, what do they do in Minnesota, Buffalo?
Yeah.
You'd never be in school.
Right.
Yeah.
If we were that worried about the weather like them, but anyway, move on, Doug.
Mine is gonna be when the simplest things become like the most difficult. And I try to find this out, so it's like if I take like if I were to take this right at my house and I were to go like throw it in the trash can, I hit the rim of the trash can and it falls all over the floor and like shit gets everywhere. And like all I had to do was just walk over there and place it in there.
So it's a pet peeve about yourself?
Yes. Where like it's just like the simplest things become so I don't know how to explain it. The simplest things become so annoying.
Yeah.
So listen to me. I have
But at least
a,
I'm not writing my mother's eulogy.
Yeah.
No.
She's still alive and well.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it together like, pieces of her life that would be good in a eulogy. Anyway, that I don't want to forget. Like when
I
I,
don't want to
Make
Yeah,
sure
I mean-
she doesn't listen to this.
well, no, but I mean, so I did it with my dad. I had a great eulogy. Anyway, I have, this is my philosophy when that happens.
Yeah.
So when shit's just hitting the fan, and like everything you do, because everyone has days like this, everything you do is a battle, and it's like, oh my God, what did I do?
Yes.
I thank the universe, because it's gonna get better, and it's gonna be better than ever. All the time it happens.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. So when the bad shit happens, it's actually good, because you're gonna get some good stuff.
Okay.
That's the way you gotta look at it.
So when my golf
Especially when
game
you're
is
not
bad,
sleeping.
I actually just need to look at like the future, be like, hey, we're gonna shoot the course record.
No, because you control that. I'm talking about things that you can't control. You know, things that happen that, like, you know, you end up in like gridlock traffic out of nowhere and you don't know why. And you're like, damn, you know, I could have done Waze or whatever. I didn't do it. Like, now I'm stuck. And you just,
All right, what's your second pet peeve?
what do we? Why do you guys be
Right,
funny?
he's very philosophical.
No, we're not making fun of
You're
you.
being very philosophical tonight,
No.
Deep. LPP's missing an action.
Oh,
He's
should have
just,
used Waze.
Totally different. Like he's got the.
I don't know, I got a lot of time to think. Anyway, so
I have some good pictures of him, Dougie. The thinker
yeah.
from White Cliffs. An unbelievable thinker. It's like this. But anyway, go ahead.
So this is funny. So this is my house actually. So my central AC is needs to be replaced. It's gonna cost me like $10,000. 'Cause I got,
Just the condensers, right?
yeah, I got two. I need two of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
10 grand?
yeah.
That doesn't seem that bad though, because your condensers are good for like 15, 20 years, right?
No, but still, like I'm doing the outside first. I'm not doing the inside. Especially down here, like you don't need the AC 90% of the time.
Yeah, you need it.
So I put the ones in the window, just to cool off the rooms, like because you can't sleep because it's so freaking hot.
That's Ricky's pride and joy right there.
So the pet
Put a
peeve
fan
is
in the window. Perfect. I like the sound too.
you put the pet peeve is you get the thing in there and you shut the door and you want it to cool off. Like right now in my bedroom, I got it on because
Yeah.
it's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
No, I guarantee you the door is open when I get home and all the shit's gone. It happens all the time. And I thought it was my wife, but now she's not around, and I figured out who it is.
Oh.
Ryder. He goes around opening the doors.
You know, it's not open the door.
Doors?
Yeah, because he's looking for people.
Suppose you jump up and hit the knob?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He opens the doors.
I didn't even think Ryder could get on 2 feet.
No, he can.
Wow.
So you don't have like the actual like knob. You got like the lever.
No, it's a knob. But he,
What?
yes.
We could set up a camera one day. We could see that. That'd be good.
I saw him in action. I saw it happen because nobody was home, and I shut the doors and I left and I came back and the doors were open. I'm like, you son of a bitch, you did it. That's a pet peeve because then all the cool air's gone,
Wow. Interesting.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, that stinks. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's aggravating. I'd yell at Patty behind me like, why can't you shut the door? She's like, I did shut the door. Next thing you know, it's a dog.
Well, that's
He gets
interesting.
separation anxiety. He hates being alone.
Yeah, I know. I have a dog like that as well. Believe me.
It's COVID. COVID did it to him.
All right, so I'll go. Mine is, we're going to keep it real simple. I cannot stand close talkers. A close talker is the freaking worst. Somebody comes up to you and they, oh, exactly. I mean, it's brutal. Brutal. I just can't stand it. Give me my space. The close talker is a killer.
Are you joking me?
What?
First pitch of the game, he plunks the guy in the back. Is that just to send a message?
What's the message? They won by 24 runs the other night.
Look at this. Dink.
That was pretty obvious.
Right on the back, yeah.
That was pretty obvious.
But yeah, so that's one of my pet peeves because as soon as I see a close talker, I just can't. I can't talk to them.
All right, I got that.
So my second one is personal, just because it has to do with my father. So when my father still lived up here, thankfully he retired down in Florida. He actually got a nice place, single level living, which is good for him. He still walks with a cane. He's got Bell's palsy, really bad diabetes. But when he was up here, I would be kind of the only one around, and I tried to give him a hand with stuff, especially, like in the wintertime, plowing the driveway so we can get out, different stuff like that. I would go over, but I'd also have stuff to do at my house, so I'd go over and be like, hey, you have me for an hour, like, what do you need? An hour's up, try and get out of there. oh, before you go, can you do this? Before you go, can you do this? I'm like literally out the door. Hey, how are you and April doing? Just like, it turns into a 4-hour fiasco, and you're just trying to just get out the door.
No, I hear you there. That's, yeah, I got that.
Like, I came in telling you I had an hour. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, I felt bad too, because he was the only one there. You know what I mean? It's not like he's got anybody else to talk to.
I understand. Hey.
No, I get it, yeah, Franco. I mean, I get that.
Is he here?
No. He's actually having dinner. He took Alexis out for dinner. We'll get a little bite.
Alexis?
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Well, you guys don't know her probably.
No.
No. That's why we're both asking, who's that?
She hang out by the
there
hour or
goes
what?
Billy Marani's brother, Mark. Helped me out the other day. It's a plumber.
Oh.
Yeah, helped me out with something I had to get checked
That
out.
guy?
Yeah,
He's the
big guy.
Beach Club guy.
Yeah, he's a beach club guy.
Yeah, he's been watching a couple times.
Oh yeah, he likes that. Actually, they probably have. I think they have bocce tonight. I think they were redoing the court today.
We should do the pod from the bocce court.
Go ahead, Doug. Oh no, it's you
I
now.
would love a sweet.
It's back to you.
I might swing down there after this. Just say, hey.
Yeah, so the final one for me is, it happens to me all the time. It's like, it's a driving thing. So you're getting on a highway, right? And there's oncoming traffic, and there's a guy in the right lane, and you need him to move over, and there's nobody in the left lane, and he won't get in the left lane.
Yeah.
And you literally gotta like either gun it or try to like slide in behind him or something like that, because there's other people coming. Like the guy that won't move to the left lane when it's oncoming, when you're coming onto the ramp, like from the ramp, that pisses me off. Like I want to follow the guy and kill him. I really do, because you're just that.
I'm with you on that stuff. But the big thing for me is I can't stand the people that drive in the travel lane slowly. Drives me.
The left lane.
Yeah, drives me bananas.
So my son, we were going to play golf a couple weeks ago on a Sunday. It was early morning. We're on 44 going out to Lakeville, right? And I'm on the highway pod, right?
Yeah.
So whatever, 2-3 lanes, whatever it is over there. And I'm in the left lane driving. And there's nobody on the road. And he goes, where you going in the left lane? I'm like, to Lakeville. Why? He's like, no, you're not supposed to be in the left lane. You're not passing anybody right now. I look at him, I go, are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm like, that much of a rule follower?
Yeah.
He's like, well, you're not supposed to be in the left lane unless you're passing somebody. I'm like, it's freaking 7 a.m. There's nobody here.
Travel.
Like, I'm just driving. He's all over me. I'm like, oh my God, really?
Yeah, I don't like that either. But they had the, oh God, I don't even know what I have now. I mean, I have so many of them, certain things. But I don't know if I used this one before, but I gotta tell you, my biggest pet peeve is, one of my biggest pet peeves, if I've already used clutter, is bad service at a
Cell phone
restaurant.
service?
No, at a restaurant. Like
Cell phone service.
slow bartenders, slow food coming out, just, they don't pay attention. I literally, if I have that, I won't go back to that place.
The thing is you eat out more than the average bear.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is
Yes. That's fact.
that's a big part of your life. Like if they get it wrong, you spend a lot of money and b a lot of time in that situation. So I could see that. Like some people, like,
Yeah, but who doesn't apply? I mean, do people like bad service?
no, I'm not saying they like bad service. My point is, it
No,
would
but I
be,
feel like, but you going out more, it makes
more
you more
important.
susceptible to.
yeah, susceptible. Plus, I mean, you get,
To getting
but you're also getting the
recognition.
other side too. You're getting the best service. So when you're not getting the best service, it's less than what you're expecting.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No, I just want to say, I think that it's the places that provide good service, they have attentive staff, do really well. But
Yes.
that's
And it's
one of
such
my-
a simple thing.
That's why it's good down here, because we talked about it. I mean, there are certain places that just aren't very good at it, or these places
Well,
down
you gotta admit, I think, this is funny, because, obviously I go out a little too, but we kind of train them.
Well,
right?
it's like, we got to put this on the TV. And let's
Yeah,
go.
like, you gotta put this on TV, these need to come
Yeah,
every
it's my
10
other thing
minutes.
now, which is killing me, is
less.
that the places down here that I like for food, but have don't have Miller Lite bottles, they have the stupid aluminum cans, it's driving me bananas as well. So I literally don't go, which is pathetic to say, but it's true. Unless I feel like a skinny margarita or something, which I did have 2 of those yesterday at Sandy's.
Well, you're in the summer routine now. Like, so if you want to find Rick late in the day on a Sunday, on a nice, beautiful Sunday, he's going to be at Sandy's prior to cooking.
Yes.
At every single Sunday you'll be.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
That's your routine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I said to Patty, I go, the routine has begun.
Yeah, with the weather going, I probably will cook down there now minimum 3 days a week.
Yeah,
The club.
Yeah.
it's awesome.
So everybody will get the invite.
Do you have a beach sticker?
I have a beach sticker, yeah.
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 I was wondering, so if you wanted to go to Sandy's but you don't have a beach sticker,
Just tell me you're going to Sandy's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that place was packed yesterday. They were printing money. So they needed it because the weather's been so bad.
I know.
But it was crowded. I mean, it was.
Is Moriarty there?
I didn't see him. I saw
He's a regular.
Diane was there. My neighbor Diane was there with Frank and a couple other guys I know.
Frank
And-
O or Frank?
Not Franco, another guy. Yeah, I don't know if you know him. He lives down, that's like 2 houses down from me.
Oh, yeah, no, I met him. I met him
nice
at
guy.
Martini's.
Yeah, nice guy. So, anyway, so
He
it
looks
was good.
12, doesn't he?
So we had fun.
Thatcher.
He looks 12. A kid pitching.
Yeah, so their number one's not throwing, unless they're gonna put him in relief.
Have you heard from Jason?
Oh yeah, Diane and I were actually talking about it
Did he
yesterday.
send you anything? Any videos?
No, he hasn't
Fish?
sent it because they just it was the other day when they switched locations. That was the first day they could go out. So I'm trying to get some more stuff from him. Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd like to see like action videos.
I'm thinking we're at the under. Because he's had, I feel like he got delayed in the beginning, then he got delayed again. He's probably going to be under 100,000.
Yeah, we'll see.
I hope I'm wrong.
We'll see.
So mine actually has recently become a pet peeve after only being a father for 11 days. And kind of leading up to it, but Cole is our first child. The one thing I haven't liked leading up to it is when you kind of tell people you're having a child or you just had a child. People, they always tell you like the negative things. Oh, get ready for no sleep, or this. Just wait till this happens. It's never like, oh, you're gonna become parents for the first time. It's a great thing. I feel like it's always got like a negative connotation to it.
Because
And
it's
I don't like
emotionally scarring.
Scarring?
Not sleeping sucks.
Yeah, but it's only temporary.
Right. Oh, I'm glad you got a good attitude about it. I was ready to kill somebody back then. I was.
But you know what I mean? Just like there's no like. I feel like there's no positivity around it.
I gotta be honest with you. I'll be brutally honest with you. This is a podcast thing. No, I've said
boy.
I've said it to
Strap in,
LPP.
folks.
I've said it to LPP before. I think babies suck. There's really no upside.
Jesus.
I really do.
He's been
Yes, Alex. I'm
All right.
He has been
Okay.
he has been the grim
Not bring
reaper.
Cole around, I'll tell you that.
The grim reaper's in the house.
I mean,
Be careful, Alex.
obviously,
Be
it's
careful.
obviously.
Coach in the morning really did something.
Coach has been in a bad mood today, but you got to have the grim reaper. Yeah, he's funny. But I agree, but I would have to say I don't ever say that to you.
What's that?
I don't ever bring up the negative.
No, listen.
No, I'm sure like a
All I cared about was-
comes up a conversation.
Yeah, I know, I'm with you.
Get ready
Everybody
for
says-
no
I know, everybody
sleep,
says it.
this and that.
Yeah.
It's always negative, not just like congratulations. All
No, but
this stuff.
seriously.
Like, it's wonderful. You brought I didn't bring it, but like my wife brought life into the world. It's always just like.
Yeah.
Get ready for no sleep.
That's all I
like,
said
your
is-
life's gonna suck.
Is everybody healthy?
No.
That's all
Here's
I
the
care.
deal. Here's the deal, Dougie. I am so happy for you in April that you have Cole. I am so happy. Very happy. Being a parent's the best thing ever. In the beginning, it sucks. All right. In the beginning, the baby stage. I mean, you can't have a conversation. They don't. They can't talk sports with them. You can't go out and throw the ball around. But I'm telling you, like next year when he's like starting to walk and run around and can tell you a few things, and there's a relationship there. The relationship now is all that giant noise.
Feed me, change
that
me.
giant noise, the change me, the feed me. Which and I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm just trying to be honest. Like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rare form today.
Yeah, I kind of
Rare
disagree
form.
now. I'll tell you one of my favorite.
You like the
things
baby
was-
stage?
Well,
Like the
because
little
in the
baby
summer,
stage?
because
I
Grace
think he's
was
full of shit.
I did. Well, not little, but I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, my kids were born in, end of August and the end of September. So we didn't have, there was no such thing as paternity leave then. So we had to work. So it's just different.
So he wasn't there.
So I'd had my role as they got a little bit older.
role.
But, one of my favorite things was, like, I remember with Grace, because Grace was kind of like a baby. We used to call her Chunk. She was like a chunker.
Yep.
And when I was just when she got to that age, she was probably about a year, maybe a little less than a year. I was playing ball in the summer league, and I'd always do some stuff in the day, and then I'd take a nap, and just lay on the couch and take a nap, and she'd lay on my, like my stomach.
That's the cool part.
And like stuff like that, But I'll tell you the funniest story about Grace was, I think I told you guys this. Like, I was crazy. I'd take him anywhere. I was coaching football that fall, and I had to have her with me. And I drove the car onto the football field, and she sat in the car in her car seat while I ran football practice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's cool. No, but I mean, like I said,
But the other parts when they're young too, not to cut you off, but like then you get into where they're a little bit, when they start getting a little more mobile and stuff.
Right. Then it gets fun.
It's funny.
You gotta watch everything though, because they'll friggin'.
Yeah. Well, I made April a little bit emotional. I was kind of sitting on the couch. Same thing. He's on my chest, and I kind of look at him like, he's never gonna be this small again.
No.
No.
I mean, it's
and
cool.
we did the whole thing. We did the whole we took like the footprints, like put the footprint in ink and everything. So I have that.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Like I said, I just hate like the kind of the negative.
I never liked the baby stage. I never liked the infant stage. I never liked it. I had 3 of them.
Yeah, it's hard, but it's gotta be worth it, Doug. Just keep.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm so excited just because.
I think when you get used to it.
99.9% sure we're one and done.
Yeah, you never know.
I know.
Get through the sleep stage first.
I think we're one and done. I think we'll outgrow our house if we have a second one.
So what?
Yeah, my buddy DJ went one and done. You've met DJ before. I met his son's Ben, is my godson.
Yeah, I'm terrible with names, but I'm sure.
Yeah, you probably ran into him.
He's a good dude.
But yeah, it's all good. Just be careful as a one and done, because then they don't turn it into like everything in your life evolves around. I mean, you want things to evolve around your kids, but
yeah, I will give you shit
not
about that.
everything.
No, and I totally
but a
agree.
lot of
Like,
people,
we still have all of our stuff. Like, she still does a ton of shit with like the real estate office. She still does. She has like that book club.
Yeah,
I still have golf league and everything.
It's
so.
okay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what.
Believe it or not, if he's playing sports or whatever, it's okay as a parent. To all parents out there, you can miss a game. It's okay. You don't have to get to every game. You don't have to go to every practice. Give your kids a little space and move on. You can actually say, oh yeah, I'll go out and hang out with friends I haven't seen for 2 years, but once in a while, and maybe miss a horrible, pathetic,
Cold.
AAU, freezing,
Cold.
12U game.
Yeah.
Okay? It's okay. It's okay. They're still going to love you, believe me.
Yeah.
It's funny too because I feel like now having Cole, I feel like it is going to allow me to see more of my friends. Because it's a ton of my friends have kids.
Yeah.
So now it can be like a hey, like the kids.
No,
can, like,
it's a
the
huge.
kids can, like Jordan. Like I haven't
Absolutely.
seen Jordan. Now it's like, hey Jordan, like let's get the kids together. Let's do this.
Well,
Absolutely.
you saw it up at my old house when you were younger, and you guys would come over, and all when James was little, and that was how all these guys were buddies. We'd see everybody all the time,
Yeah, we would.
because they were playing together. Like now, it's funny. We were at the beach club last night. Sundays at the beach club used to be an absolute madhouse. Like you couldn't even you'd have to pull out tables. You couldn't even have a bench. It was like almost a ghost town last night. I couldn't believe it.
Really?
First good night of the year, and it's been that way now for like the last 3 years.
So was this? So today's Monday. So Saturday. So was this opening?
Sundays always was the biggest night of
So
grilling.
was this opening weekend? You guys have what?
No, it was the
cocktail
weekend
party?
before, but the cocktail party was a washout last weekend.
Oh, okay.
Friday was nice. They had the cocktail party, then it was a washout.
Yep.
And then the week was mediocre. There was one decent day, but yesterday was the day. But my point is, to what you're saying was, back then, all the plans evolved around
Kids.
other families that got along and those kids, and especially down there was the members. So that was back. Big Sean would be down there, the Riches would be down there. You go on and on. And Marani's kids, blah, blah, blah. We were just talking about it last night. So it's just like literally, all right, what are you bringing for chow? Cook the chow. And then the kids would be running around playing manhunt and wiffle ball and all that stuff. There was not one kid down there. There was one kid down there at, say, 7 o'clock that was like under the age of like James.
They're out of school. I wonder why.
It's weird. There's new membership. I don't know if the new members know as much of traditions or what happened. I don't know if people are less social.
Well, you said you're going to have a new
idea.
member meeting, so.
But yeah, well, we're working on that. But it was just, but anyway, to your point, Doug, it totally is that way. I mean, then is when they get involved in like play groups. I didn't know any of the people that you know now who are my buddies or Bri when I first got down here, and then all of a sudden the kids are in play group, and then a couple of the mothers connect, and usually the mothers connect, and then whoever the mothers connect with, you need to connect with their husbands, and hopefully you like them.
Husband by association.
Yeah, sometimes you're just like, oh, brutal.
Like, what do you do?
But, but you're like, so that's how it works. But then
are you a dweeb or what?
Yeah.
I'm not really into sports. All right,
Yeah.
this guy.
These guys anymore.
Then you'll get into youth sports, and that dynamic changes, so.
Yeah.
I'm
excited for it. I told April, you guys aren't going to like this. I told her no hockey, no lacrosse.
Why would you do that?
For her benefit, because I'm up and on the road from work at like 4 a.m. So it's going to be on her to take the kid to the fucking rink that early in the morning.
It's never during the week. It's always on the weekend.
And plus, I don't know, because I want to be able to have a sport at least like baseball and football. I can coach him. I don't know enough about hockey to be able to coach the kid. I don't know dick about lacrosse.
That's good. Let somebody else do it. And enjoy it. You enjoy it. He enjoys it. It's all about enjoying it.
I'm going to say right now.
Push him to golf.
I'm going to tell you right. I'm going to tell you right now. It's not. Yeah, that's a smart move.
That's what I'm saying.
But you're right. In the hockey situation, you get into it. It's absolutely ludicrous what goes on in hockey.
Yeah.
How long the season is. Expensive. A lot of expense. So you got to prep for that, and if they do become good, now you're all in. Now you got to get the expensive.
If he's good, it's then you're fucked.
Then you
if he's good, then you're doing all.
Then you got.
And then if he sucks, now you're doing all this, just knowing that your kid sucks.
Yeah, then you get right. Then you get caught up, and that's what most parents do. That's happened in all sports, but it's a little cheaper to do like travel baseball than it is to do.
Yeah, soccer. Go suck at soccer. You know what I mean?
But
new cleats. What is that? $200? Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing.
But you get caught up in. Same thing. You caught up in club and all that, and if you're gonna, how long are you gonna take the journey? But hockey is a parental investment way beyond financial.
I liked it.
But a lot of people love it. I mean, coach too.
Yeah.
But people love it. I mean, my guys played, and I'd go. But I'm just saying, a lot of people have not introduced their kids to hockey because of the fact it's unbelievably taxing on parents. To what you have to do to get them to things, practices and it's expensive at the end of the day. And if your kid at the end of the day, if you really look big picture, becomes pretty good, then you better be prepared to send them to private school.
Yeah. Like I get a buddy. His wife works with April down at the real estate office. Dave Fall.
I don't think I know him.
He's a captain for the fire department up at Massport. He's got 2 kids. You'll love the names. Gordy and Guy.
That's awesome.
And
is it Guy or is it Gee?
It's Guy. And the same thing. He's like, I'm like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, driving to so-and-so for a hockey tournament, like this and that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, the thing is, though, yes, I can see both sides because I lived it, but the parents become very close. And so those trips that you're talking about are unbelievable as far as like party. I mean, the hockey parents drink. They drink in the parking lots, they drink in the hotels, they drink, and it gets bad when you get people that get over the top as far as like, the ability of their kid and stuff like that. Yeah. Then it's like, come on, man. But like, especially when you get to the upper levels, like you went to that game that, the junior game that he played in.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, wasn't it?
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's an unbelievable sport. I had both my kids, I had 2 kids doing it.
Yeah.
At basically the same time.
Right.
At one time, they were on the same youth hockey team, but then it got caught up in it. He was youth hockey, she was playing travel, then he played a year or so travel. Thank God when, you know, he went to Thayer. He played middle school, and that was like, Dad, I'm not going to play in the high school. I don't want to bother, you know, with it. I'm just going to focus on the football and the baseball. And then Grace was the focus in the winter, playing the hockey. But yeah, no, it's an awesome sport. I mean, God, when I played, I mean, when I grew up in Melrose playing, I mean, I played, it was different then, but God, my opportunities, I got to go play in Europe when I was younger. I got to play in the Quebec tournament. We went to Verdun, in exchange every year. It's just unbelievable stuff. Going back to the Quincy tournament was an unbelievable experience. And yeah, I can remember the parties to this day of how close the parents were. You know, almost after any weekend game, someone said had all the kids back to the house and got pizzas, and the parents.
The funny thing is too is like, especially like, you know, hockey separates early, like 15.
Yeah.
Your top guys, they know who they are. They're pegged.
Right.
They're gonna go to the right schools. They're gonna blah blah blah. But then the rest of the guys, the D3, D2 guys, are, you know, most likely with the better players that are, you know, that are still playing. They're all gonna land it. So, like this year with Patrick playing in the NE10.
Yeah.
Every single team he played had 2 or 3 guys that he played with.
Yeah.
Every single team.
Yeah.
So it's such a small community. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, when you get to that next stage, you know, that's when you got to decide, hey, have a great experience. I'm just a public school player.
Yep.
And there's been some really good public school players, but not many recently, very few. But you have that experience.
Can't do it, it's impossible.
You know, you have that experience and have a great run, you know, and you know that's it, which is fun. And there's a lot of kids, our kids grew up with playing, who had fun playing Plymouth, you know, basically just youth hockey, high school hockey, had a great time playing, not overly taxing. But the biggest thing was different parenting. We've talked about this before, and you're in a generation that's only going to be worse, is that when my parents would raise it with me and coaches, there was no such thing as travel programs.
No.
They didn't exist.
Town.
So it was the best of your town.
I think that's
So
the toughest
so
part.
the problem is
I
like,
got like some years obviously to.
right, but that's what I'm saying. That's where the pressure comes. There was no pressure on my parents.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, Melrose has pretty good sports. That's what you do. If you're a pretty good player, it's going to be proven like who the best kid is. You know, who the best kids are in the town. You're not going, oh shit, you know, I got to go play for the Braves.
Yeah.
There were some travel programs then, but you know, you're not. But it was never that way. Baseball, forget it. There was no such thing. So now there's a lot of different pressures on parents as to what path's the best way.
When we were young,
I feel like even like when I was coming up, it was like you had like your town ball, and then like the only thing really above that was like you had like your all-star team, and then maybe like your Legion team, and that was kind of
the Legion teams back then, when we grew up, the Legion teams were unreal.
Senior
weren't they?
Babe Ruth, yep.
The Legion teams were.
Oh yeah,
unreal.
that was the whole thing. You didn't do any of this other stuff.
Those Legion teams were like the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Because they were local, but they weren't necessarily one town. You'd get guys from the surrounding 2 or 3 other towns that were the best players on their high school teams, and they all, you know, formed one Legion team. I mean, it was legit. That was legit.
Oh yeah.
That was good stuff.
But I'm looking forward to kind of the small milestones before that. Like I'm looking forward to like, because like the elementary school, West Elementary is like, well, you guys know, it's like 300 yards from my house. You just walk down, and they even like the neighborhood like made a path from like Charlotte to like the side entrance of West Elementary. So like, you know, he has the ability, you know, to walk to and from school, get picked up from school, and that. So
Yeah,
trying to savor it a little bit.
No,
you
believe
know?
me.
It'll be good. You just gotta,
People say it goes by fast. When you're in it, it doesn't go by fast. But
Right.
it does go by fast. When you're past it, you're like, wow, no, that seems like yesterday.
Right.
But when you're in it, no, it's not fast. But no, I mean, I'm happy for you guys. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I just don't like the baby newborn stage because there's really no personality there.
Well, you haven't been in the baby newborn stage for 2 decades.
Man, it still sucked. still fresh in my
Well, I
mind.
hate to do it. We got to wrap it up. We're on this.
We gotta wrap it up.
No, we got like a 2-hour show here.
We're going on an hour here. So, gentlemen, it's been a blast again.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Thanks to Main Street. Definitely
Yes,
stop
Main
by.
Street,
Great spot.
Had a great time.
Also, very good pizzas here. And Dougie, congrats again.
Oh, thank you guys
And
so much.
we'll
It's the
pick.
best.
see what's up next week, where our next venue will be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully the schedule loosens up a little bit for you. We can do it on the weekend. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, we got Monday too. I don't know what's going on with you Monday, but like Monday's kind of a holiday.
So like I said, I should be good for, because I'm thinking we're going to push it back, because originally I was going to go back the 5th, but then I'm like, well, the 3rd is on a Monday, the 4th is on a Tuesday, so we'll be go back to work for 3 days, so I think I'm going to push it back to the 5th and have all next week.
So I mean, next Monday might be an opportunity if we can't do something on the weekend. My mother's gonna be here on Saturday.
Does she know you? Does she know you're writing her eulogy?
Hell no,
That should be a conversation. See how she reacts to that.
she wouldn't like it.
All right, we're out of here.
Have a good week.